Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans right here on the TNI network. You can find it on the YouTube, the Twitch, and wherever you find your podcast audio. Oh, my goodness. The super stickers are already coming in here. Thank you, Punk Tracy. Let's say hello to the rest of the panel here. To my left, your right, Mr. Front Row Bill in his house. How you doing?
Very well. Hello, hello.
And we got the man from across the pond who is just an absolute maniac, staying up to all hours of the godforsaken morning. We got Bison. What is up, brother?
Hey guys, nice to see everybody. Really looking forward to our special guest today. So, and I think you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat.
Well, then let's not wait. Let's bring him in. He is the savage gentleman. He is Mr. Victor Benjamin. Welcome to the show.
There it
Hello.
is.
Let's switch this. There we go. There we go. Welcome
Don't disrespect the Butterfinger champion.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
So, first of all, we want to say welcome to the show. We were really looking forward to having you on, and even more today since we heard the big news about the Mrs. Savage Gentleman, the Lady Frost.
Yes.
Mrs. Savage.
Yes, Mrs.
Lady,
we don't say Mrs.
Lady
Gentleman.
Savage.
That was
Lady Savage. There we go.
Yes.
Lady Savage.
Or the other half of Pretty Proper.
That's true.
There it is. That's the tag team. See, I'm still learning here, so you'll have to forgive me because I'm still learning here about the infamous combo here. Pretty Proper. So, lady, we heard earlier today that your wife, Lady Frost, got signed to Impact Wrestling. Talk to us about just how exciting this is.
Well, the news has not officially broke yet. However, there have been some circulations of that rumor.
Yeah.
If Impact were to make that announcement, it is humongous. It's exactly where she wants to be.
Oh, that's amazing. That's what we like to hear, innit, boys?
Yeah, because we've been saying this since the inception of our podcast over the last few years now, between 2 and 3 years, that this brand, Impact Wrestling, their Knockouts division is the top tier women's division in professional wrestling right now, bar none.
Absolutely. Like, they've just been acquiring talent left and right, both female and males. But more so, the women's division right now is just stacked.
It is. We're very proud of that division, and even the tag division has been in the works a little. You know, I think it's improving certainly now. And but that's the wrestling business. You always have people coming in, going out. It's always evolving, but it certainly seems to be on the up and up lately. Certainly gaining more than losing, and the whole wrestling business seems to be flipped on its head lately with the amount of free agents. And
doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it's really crazy. I mean, it's good for the fans' discussion, but bad for people certainly, surprisingly losing their jobs and such.
Of course, you never want to see that.
No, you don't. So let's. I don't want to go off track too much. Let's talk about you and your origins in the wrestling business. Now you've been wrestling for about 5 years now.
5 years, yes.
5 years. Can you talk about your beginnings in the wrestling business?
So it was very random. I'm not sure if you're aware, but I did mixed martial arts for 10 years.
Oh,
I was 3-0 as a professional. And I was always a fan of wrestling. You know, I used to go to shows with my friends, you know, watched it growing up with my dad, you know, the normal pro wrestling fan. But one night I was at a friend's house. We were watching a pay-per-view, and there was a guy there who was a manager at a local indie company and informed me that there was going to be tryouts in 2 or 3 weeks. It was like coming up right around the corner. And he's like, you should come. You should check it out. So I said, I think I may. Well, I did. And aced the tryout, you know, being a former athlete, you know, in the mixed martial arts world. The tryout wasn't very difficult, and did the whole year-long course before I jumped in a wrestling ring live in front of an audience. And the first show, I sold over 250 tickets alone.
how nice.
Yeah, you know, it was no different from the MMA days of hustling tickets and trying to put butts in seats. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Putting the butts in the seats, yes.
Yeah, so did that. The transition went fairly easy as well. A lot of people ask that question often, but because it's a combat sport, they're still very similarly tied. So didn't have much, I guess, hassle with the transition. It was more so the business aspect. It's just a different model. It's a different sport entirely. So had to learn a new sport.
Oh yeah, and it involves a ton of athleticism, which you brought that already. So you've got that right off the bat. So that certainly helped there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't want to hog the interview. I certainly want to throw it to the rest of my team up here between Bison and Bill. So whenever you guys have a question for Victor, please just jump in.
I've got a question, if that's all right. We've sort of kind of touched on it just before, you know, going to sort of kind of like talk about something kind of completely different in terms of, you know, when it comes to wrestling and MMA. I mean, we all know that MMA is obviously, you know, full contact and it's savage. We know that. So, you know, I'm guessing that your whole sort of kind of persona of the savage gent is being the fact that you are a gentleman. I'm very sure of that. But when you need to be, you're extremely savage. And I kind of quite like that. But what I really, really wanted to know was, I think you've got an incredibly unique look. And this is the thing. This is what, you know, sets you aside from a lot of other talents that are around at the moment, is that, you know, when I look at you, I see something different, and that appeals to me, because we've seen, you know, there's lots of guys that, you know, the generic kind of wrestler. We've seen the generic wrestlers, but what we need to see are these sort of kind of guys that are a little bit more unique, that sort of, you know, that stick in your mind. And I just remember the very first time I saw you was some of your promo stuff. I was like, my God, this dude looks pretty awesome. I want to know more before I'd even seen you wrestle. So, you know, there you go. I mean, look at that. I mean, the dude looks absolutely awesome. Can I just ask, how did you come up with your kind of persona, I guess, and this really unique look that you've managed to achieve?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So you pretty much hit the nail on the head with the savage side, the gentleman side. The gentleman ties the lady together, and when I'm with her, I'm the gentleman. But as soon as I step in between the ropes is when the savage emerges. But it took some doing, because when I first debuted, I was me. I was the mixed martial arts fighter, and realized everyone was doing that at the time. It really was not original, although it was me and it was true. You know, there's a lot of people playing MMA fighters right now, and my pedigree speaks for itself. But I wanted to separate myself from the pack. And one thing my wife and I pride ourselves on is our appearance. We want to be unique. We don't want to be a carbon copy of anyone else. And so we went to the drawing board. We were making a switch. It was perfect time. I was in the middle of a feud with a guy here in Pittsburgh. I was at IWC. But what really did it for me was it had been months and months and months of just cat and mouse games to where the transition made perfect sense. It was Halloween, or I think like 2 days before Halloween. So we switched the character, came out, new music, new personas, completely everything. But we went from the sport fighter to the street fighter. We cut out all the athletics and brought all the grit to the stage.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it. Definitely. And of course, this, I mean, it would be classed as the look that you put out now is classed as sort of kind of like that steampunk look, isn't it?
Yes. I gained a lot of inspiration through a bunch of people. Originally, of course, was the gangs of New York. I love that atmosphere, that vibe. Go fight someone, go back out, business as usual. Go in, handle business, walk out, savage gentleman. But whenever I first developed the character, I had black women's leggings.
Okay.
Because this was all in 2 weeks' time. We had to do something. Went to Walmart real quick, bought 2 pairs. We had a close friend of mine do airbrushing, and it was terrible. Like, he understood the idea, but there were gears and the airbrushing. It was a rush job, so of course, he didn't have time to put his whole heart into it. But it wasn't what we wanted to present. So I went to the stage. I had my top coat. I had my hat. And at the time, it was Halloween. So we literally went to a Halloween store. We picked up some not so custom items, but it really helped the transition. The jacket fit me like it was tailor-made for me. So that helped, of course. And the black pants. So when I derobed, it was black shoes, black pants. I had black wrist tape on. And when you look at someone like that, and with my physique, clearly it's business then. I wasn't playing a character. I was still me, but all the way up.
Yeah, which is exactly what we're looking for, is that you need to be you, but turned up to 10, which is what the famous line that The Rock always says, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very intimidating.
Well, thank you.
Which is exactly what you're looking for.
I'm quite nice until you cross me.
There you go.
Yeah, I've seen you adapt the look too. I was trying to remember which show it was, but I've seen you on a bunch of different shows. But I think you have one that kind of like a light up type outfit.
Yes.
And now I was like, whoa, that is really cool.
There's been a few different looks. So the first look obviously was the black pants. Then I bought some pants on Amazon. They were steampunk, gears, everything that I wanted from the first set of airbrush pants, but not. So we completed that look, and it wasn't custom. So I talked to a few designers. I had idea exactly everything that I wanted my look to be. And it was the neutral browns. I had brown denim pants with the leather kick pads that imitated the boots, the gloves, suspenders, everything of a 1900s old-timey pugilist. And it continued to evolve as anyone that really, really and truly appreciates their character takes it a step further every so often. You can't be stagnant, or again, you'll get passed by. But what really did it for me was a fan, actually. Stephen Moriera in Florida had this tremendous hat, and it was a steampunk hat. It lit up, it smoked. I was like, that's everything I knew I never needed until I saw it. And it was blue, it was frozen, it tied both my wife and my character together.
That's amazing.
And then I got a shoulder harness that he had. We actually went down for our honeymoon, did a show on the opposite side of Florida. I have this. I said, well, I need it to be blue. He painted it in 3 days. We drove across the state, picked it up, and drove back home. And that was the big giant shoulder harness, the steampunk LOD as it's sometimes referred to, but
nice.
The blue lights, and it really helped us as a package to really present the pretty proper team to the audiences.
Sounds good. Sounds great. I like the idea of what you were talking about with regards to the Gangs of New York. It's one of my favorite films. So, Bill the Butcher was a beast. I love Bill the Butcher. Daniel Day-Lewis, one of my favorites. Great English actor, I might add.
Tremendous.
Tremendous actor. And he played Bill the Butcher. I was scared stiff. I remember watching that for the first time thinking, Jesus Christ, Daniel Day-Lewis could literally kill you if he wanted to, if he was still in front of you right now. So I think that's a fantastic callback to that because, like I say, great movie. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's good. Fantastic. And actually, now you mention it with the hat and everything, that sort of kind of reminds me of Bill the Butcher. So that's really cool. I didn't think of that initially. So well done for you. That's great.
That movie's on my list to go check out. I've always been very curious about it, and I know nothing about that history. I mean, you hear about gangs of modern day city warfare, gang warfare,
yes.
but that is what you want to talk about old school. It's about as old school as it gets. All right, we're gonna bring in a buddy of ours. He is actually the OG host of the podcast.
Victor, I had to come in. I used to be a regular on the show. I was the OG host. I don't do it anymore, but they told me they had you, and I was like, you know what? We had this. So I didn't get to meet you. I work for AAW. We did not get to meet. The one time we had you, I did not get to say hello to you at all. And but I watched your match, and I have been on Danny's ass ever since we had you. And I'm like, we need to get this guy back like ASAP. And I swear to God, I have been telling him every booking meeting since you've appeared. I'm like, we need to get him back. Like, I don't give a shit what we need to do, but we need to bring this guy back in. So I just wanted to get on here and tell you, man, I absolutely loved the one appearance you had was incredible. I loved it. I love your look. I think and I've paid attention to you since, I think we followed each other on social media after that. Mm-hmm. And all I've been doing is just thinking of ideas, promo ideas, because I'm the promo guy backstage. So I'm always doing all the character promos and all that stuff. So all I've been doing since that one time is like coming up with stuff. I'm like, oh my God, the stuff I can do with this guy. Oh my. And like, I saw a promo you did for Warrior. I was like, oh, I'm going to blow this fucking shit out of the water. Give me a break. Like, no way. I will give him so much awesome stuff to put on camera. Like I have ideas like you wouldn't believe, man. So listen, I love what you do. Your look is incredible. I know your wife is coming in a couple weeks for us. She'll be here. But believe me, I just want to say I am very much a big fan of yours, and I am pushing constantly to have you back. So I think it's just a matter of time and the right opportunity and the right opening, really. So as soon as it works for whatever story we can put it together with, we'll definitely be in touch, man. I just wanted to come here and tell you, I think you and what you both do is fantastic, and I think you have a unlimited potential to just keep growing here, man. It's great stuff, great stuff.
Thank you. I truly appreciate that. Honestly, I love the locker room. I love the atmosphere. Whenever I was there, obviously everyone there is very, very professional, but top talent from top to bottom of the roster, and I'm sure it helped that I knew most of them already. Yeah. But everyone, very nice. I had a great show. I had a great talk with Danny afterwards.
Yeah.
He was one of the few people that actually gave me true, honest feedback from the match. He was like, that was garbage. Everything else, that was great. But like, time to watch, which I genuinely appreciated, because some promoters will bring you in and they'll be like, oh yeah, go ahead, do your thing. I trust you. But I want to know what the boss wants. What do you see for me in the
Absolutely.
big picture? And then I saw that you guys were doing, what was it, Savage and Kings?
Yeah.
And I was heartbroken when I wasn't there.
I know, man.
I was like, how fitting.
I know.
But
you come very very highly recommended from Joe Dombrowski. Also, he speaks very highly of you as well, as do a lot of other people.
Love Joe.
Too. Yeah, Joe's great. So I feel like we could be such a great fit. I'm Danny. The way we work is as long as I have a right pitch for a character and a good story, and I can present it well, and I can write out a couple month program, and it works. We can work something out. So definitely give me till 22. We're closing the year out. We're gonna wrap up some storylines here, but early 22. Let's be in touch for sure.
Well, get those pens ready because you may see me sooner than you expect.
Yeah, there you go, man. Awesome.
I'll be coming out with the wife.
Awesome. There you go, man. Very
tremendous.
cool.
Yes.
Tremendous.
That's great to see you, dude. I'm psyched to do that, man. I just keep thinking. I'm like, man, there's the look alone lends itself to so many facets of promos, of stories, and where you can go with things, how you can kind of present yourself, how you can almost create an image backstage and stuff. There's just so much. There's so many areas you can go with, just based on the look. I'm like, man,
Thank
just
you.
that. And so I'm like, you guys are doing something right already, man. So
thank you. Truly appreciate it.
Awesome. I'm glad you'll be there. It'll be great to see you guys. Great to see you guys in a couple
and
weeks.
we'll get to actually meet.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, I didn't get to. It was so quick because usually when your match was on, I was doing all the pre-tapes. But I remember I definitely watched your match. I came out and I watched, and then I saw the photos, and I remember talking to Nick, who's going to do your show, your wife's show, actually.
Yes.
Nick's actually going to. So he's been on this show, guys. These guys all know camera guy Nick. So Nick, he's going to be photographing your guys' show. So he's when he posted the photos, I'm like, what a phenomenal presence. It's almost like you knew every time the camera was on you. I was like, this guy's got it, man.
That's rule number one. Always know where the camera is.
Thank you. And I always know where hard camera is because you will not believe.
I know. It drives me nuts.
Well, yeah, now you going into being a promoter, man. I mean, it is the simplest thing is just to just please, guys, hit hard camera. Just make sure you hit hard camera. And the amount of people that
give me one moment.
That's it.
One moment.
That's it. That's all we ask for. Just hit hard camera once. But
there you go.
But listen, man, I just wanted to pop in real quick and just say hello. And now that I know you'll be there in a couple of weeks, we'll definitely touch base. But yeah, let's definitely talk. If we can maybe, if you're up for it, let's get something on tape. If I got my camera guy around, you want to maybe put a promo on tape? Let's get a couple of promos on tape or something. Let's get it in the can. Can't hurt, Why not?
Good. Yep.
Cool.
Build it up.
All right. I'll let you guys continue with the interview. I just wanted to jump in here. Thank you guys for letting me do a run-in. But carry on. It was a good interview. I'm sorry to run in. You guys had good momentum going. I came in here and threw the whole goddamn thing off.
No,
I'm just glad the run-in didn't involve a chair.
No, just we've
God
got
damn it.
We've got the front row guy, but Trent is the guy in the biz, so we always appreciate that. So no, it's all good, Trent. I'm glad you were feeling well enough to pop in here because I knew you had worked with him in some aspect to some degree. So no, it's all good. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right, guys, continue on.
Let you.
Victor, good talking to you, man. I will see you in a couple weeks then.
Yes, sir.
Take care. See ya.
All right, thanks, Trent. Trent Zuberi.
Yes,
host of the show.
He's making sure to get in because Victor right now is an even hotter commodity. I've been lucky enough because I'm outside of Philly. I saw you at Atomic and some other local promotions. But obviously you were just on AEW Dark, a week ago, right? Or Elevate.
Yeah.
So a lot of more eyes on you, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, against one of our favorites, Kazarian.
Tremendous guy. Through and through. One of the best guys I've ever worked with.
Can you talk about? I mean, we're mainly an Impact Wrestling podcast, but take a moment and talk about that experience with AEW, would you?
I mean, well, Kazarian was an Impact guy for a little while.
Oh yeah.
So kind of ties itself together. But I mean, the
sure.
experience overall, it was the best experience of my career. You know, it was the first time I got to perform in front of an audience like that. It was a sold out venue. I think it holds something close to 10,000 people. And even in my MMA days, like the biggest crowd I fought in front of was about 3, 4, 5,000 people, give or take. And so this doubled that. And it couldn't have been for an AEW. It was one of the, obviously, the biggest companies going in the world today, hottest company by far. But the locker room, again, you know, I knew so many of the guys. Everyone was very welcoming, especially Kazarian. He was, you know, we fought. He beat me. There's no animosity, you know, it's wrestling and, you know what you're there for. But everyone had nothing but good, positive things to say after the match. So hoping I get another call back, get to go back, get a little more time, actually get to show a few more things of what I want to do.
There you go. Yeah, any experience is a good experience, you know, hopefully. And you know, you learn from it no matter where you go. You pick up a little something from everywhere.
Yes.
Now I know our time is limited tonight, but I didn't want to let you go until you talked about those gorgeous championships behind you.
These things. These old things?
Yes. Yes. Now, one is a little more infamous than the other. Let's talk about the one over your right shoulder first.
Okay. So, I had just won last week, 2 weeks ago. I won 2 weeks ago. It is a company that is currently rebranding itself. It is in Maryland. It is C3W. And after the AEW stint, you know, they called me to come in. I had no idea that I was even going to be in a title match. And here we are, a couple weeks later, and I'll actually be heading back there this Sunday to defend my championship.
How cool is that?
Now, who did you face for that?
It is a guy, if you're from Philly, he was a Monster Factory guy, Hyena Hex.
Okay.
Very, very, very talented kid. I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with it. He spent some time in the ROH dojo system with us. Very talented, underrated, slept on, but he's definitely going to be one of those guys to watch.
Awesome. Now let's talk about that other championship over your left shoulder. I've heard some about this, and I was like, whoa, is this really a real thing? I was talking to there he is in the chat. We were just talking earlier today, and he brought up your Butterfinger championship, and I was like, Butterfinger championship, and now I'm looking at it, and that thing is gorgeous. Talk about it.
So I'll give you a closer view. And
don't lay a finger on it there.
Right. There it is.
Right there.
He's got the plates on it too. Nice.
Nobody lays a finger. So
I love it.
We alluded to this earlier in the conversation before we went live. What happened was last Halloween, I put a random picture out on social media, as everything in the world works via social media. Butterfinger came across it, and the caption was, thinking about all of the 50% off Halloween candy.
There it is.
And
I'm gaining
next
pounds. I'm gaining pounds by the minute just thinking about it. Continue.
Yes. I didn't think anything of it. You know, it was just one of those candid photos. What am I going to do with this? It looked good, but it was weird. I had this crazy face, tongue out, like a wonky eye. So it was perfect. Perfect caption. Finger apparently liked it. They followed me on Instagram, followed me on Twitter immediately after, and then started gaining some traction. The company and I began to speak through direct messaging, and they started putting out some tweets publicly. One point, they actually used the image. A fan put it out. I don't recall who it is. I'm sorry. I apologize. But it was me with the blue hat and the blue armor on, busting through a Butterfinger. Except it was off-center just a bit and said, I'm sorry, this was the best I could do. Butterfinger retweeted it, centered it, and said, here we go, fixed it for you. And the rest was history. We continued to speak until they sent me a very random message. And it was cryptic. I had no idea what it meant, but they asked, professionally speaking, what did I go by? Was it Mr. Gentleman, Mr. Savage, Savage Gentleman, Victor Benjamin? They had like 10 different options. So I told them the Savage Gentleman. And I heard nothing for 2 months. I was like, all right then. And I received a care package in the mail. And it was a coupon to Culver's, tiny mixing spoon, because they're famous for their ice cream blizzards.
Yes.
And a set of mittens.
Love Culver's.
First time I had it. I had no idea. And we were on our way to Florida for WrestleMania week. So I had no idea. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Great package. A couple cool things. I'll get a free ice cream treat. Went down, took some photos of it. And on the way home, after just performing at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, where I got to showcase an entirely different look. I had the trunks, no more pants, more serious, ever-evolving character. I got to really display my mixed martial arts prowess. I received a message from Butterfinger. Your crispity crunchity surprise has arrived. Now, again, I'm in Florida, so I have no idea what this means. I just know there's a package waiting on my porch. So I was like, what is it? And I thought it was going to be a Nerf gun. I was going to be happy with that because I was going to shoot my wife. I was going to shoot my dogs, shoot the balls. It was going to be great. Spandex. I'm a big kid at heart. Did that ever exceed my expectations? So I arrived home. There was a box on the porch about this big. I don't know. It was my wingspan. It was large. No idea. So open it up. And plastic wrap all over it. Take it off. Stopped. Mind you, I have just driven 18 hours nonstop from Florida to Pittsburgh. So I couldn't even process my excitement whenever I realized it was a championship title. It was wild. I opened up the box. There's a dozen Butterfingers in there. A handwritten finger note card proclaiming me as the Crispity Crunchity Peanut Butter Champion.
That is amazing.
That is cool.
An official sponsorship from one of the greatest candy bars out there.
It's no lie. He's the biggest thing to happen to Butterfinger since Bart Simpson.
I have a T-shirt as a Simpsons character now.
Oh, now that is awesome. Is that on PWTs? It's
on Pro Wrestling Tees.
I'm all over that. I'm on there now.
Nice.
I'm getting my phone. I'm on it.
There we
go.
Go to PWTs and look up the Savage Gentleman Victor Benjamin, folks.
And there's also the newest one. It's me as a peanut riding a tank with peanut troops. The peanut butter platoon.
I love it. I absolutely love it. That sounds like a ton of fun there.
When life hands you peanuts, make peanut butter.
There you go. And I can tell you that's I feed it to my wife every single morning. She loves a cinnamon raisin bagel with butter and peanut butter on it every single morning.
Tell her I want to officially invite her to the peanut butter platoon.
I will let her know. Mrs. J-Bone will be I honestly don't know how she's going to react. So, but thank you.
And I will say this with the Butterfinger title here, and obviously all the intergender wrestling you've done with Lady Frost.
Yes.
This is a guy that would fit great in that digital media championship storylines in Impact Wrestling. So
there you go.
Maybe that's something to tag maybe a Scott D'Amore in. Maybe let him know Victor Benjamin, the Savage Shen, would be a perfect fit in a division like that. And the social media just writes itself.
Of course. That's what it's all about. That's exactly what that title is about.
I can picture it now. Either you and Lady Frost coming out on stage, but there's gotta be a ton of like dry ice, a ton of fog, and you walking out arm in arm, and it's and the big white lights are on both of you. It's just I can picture it now. It'd be amazing.
I am impatiently waiting that day.
Impact. Yeah. The Butterfinger. They could have the Butterfinger division. Eh? Look at that.
Let's see that.
There's a sponsorship deal for Impact there. The Butterfinger champion and the Butterfinger division. How cool would that be?
Make it happen.
I'm friends with a lot of those guys. I know Trey Miguel. He has a nice shiny new title, and he's a fan of peanut butter.
But he better not lay a finger on it, right? You and Lady Frost versus the Hot Mess and Matt Cardona.
Sign me up.
Or versus Alicia and Eddie Edwards. I'm
also here for that.
There you go.
The matchups are endless. That's why Impact makes so much sense for the both of us.
It does. Well, I if I could speak for the rest of my crew, I think we're all eagerly awaiting the day that happens, and we hope it happens for you. But whether it happens or not, we certainly wish the best for you, Victor. We want to thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And just, opening the door to your peanut buttery universe. I'm just giggling because I'm like, oh my God, it's just the candy,
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you.
There's a good one. Some critical things that said Pretty Proper versus Decay.
Oh, there you go. That too.
Yeah.
That too.
Oh my God, all this fantasy booking is blowing my mind.
Someone clip this and send it to Scott D'Amore. It's like, hey, you got the next 6 months just booked for you already.
We've done it, mate. We've done it. It's all done.
I'll be awaiting my.
You know who else does intergender wrestling? Does AAW, right?
Oh yeah.
I think you know somebody there.
Yeah, might have a connection or two.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, very true. Yeah.
There we go. I believe he's still in the chat somewhere. Yes.
I think he's still marking out somewhere. I think.
There you go. Make it happen. So, anything else from Bill or Bison?
No. Do you know what? It's unusual for me. I kind of left it all to you, Jay, because we knew obviously Victor was coming on for a week or so you have plenty of time. So I didn't do a massive amount for me this time. But I tell you one thing: if Victor wants to do it, I'll happily do a full length one-on-one interview with you at some point. If you wanted to, we could record that on Zoom. We could do a great interview one-on-one, talk about your entire career, your MMA stuff, any of the stuff that you're looking to do in the future. I think we could have a real good chat. So if you're up for it, we could do a Bison Talks interview. I reckon it'd be pretty cool.
Absolutely.
A deep dive. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Well, we're gonna let you go, Victor. Thanks again.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to you being the Butterfinger champ. Now what is the other one?
I am the general of the peanut butter platoon.
Yes.
As well as the G3W champion, obviously.
G3W. Okay, I knew I was going to
C3.
C3. Okay. See, I'm a Star Wars guy. I should have gotten that.
I'm going to look them up now. I'm going to look them up.
Another thing you guys have to look up. Well, two. I got two things for you before I go. The Peanut Butter Platoon debuted at Pele Pro against a peanut butter monster murder hawk.
Oh.
You guys have to go check that out. And then you'll understand the backstory of the Peanut Butter Platoon. Lance Archer and I feuded for months over peanut butter. Obviously, still mine. But huge show coming up here in Pittsburgh. Our hometown, Lady Frost and myself, Pretty Proper, will be wrestling for the first time in over 2 years in our hometown, and we cannot wait. It's a company, Wrestle Pit. So all social medias, it's at Wrestle Pit. And we're partnering up with Pele Pro from Texas to put this show on. And it's going to be stacked. I don't know if you have that graphic, if you could throw that up there. But we had Danhausen. Unfortunately, he broke his leg. There's going to be Shane Taylor Promotions defending the 6-man tag team championships. The main event against the main event, who just debuted at Beyond earlier, right before we jumped on this talk. So it's going to be a hell of a show, if I do say so myself.
Awesome. Now, where can people watch that?
That will be streaming on Fight TV and Title Match Network.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yes. So nice and easy. Anyone can watch that, so that's good news.
All right. Well, follow Victor at Real Savage Gent and clicking for notifications so that you know when he's going live and where he's going live. Solo or with, what's the tag team name again? Pretty Proper?
Pretty Proper.
Pretty Proper. Okay, I remember that one. Oof.
Or to find out whenever I'm eating peanut butter, because that happens a lot.
Last question. What is your favorite, besides Butterfinger, because I know you're sponsored, what is your favorite peanut butter treat?
Oh, peanut butter treat it's got to be an old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The Twitter universe knows peanut butter and eggs. That's the big one. It generates the most buzz, the most controversy. It's absolutely delicious. If you never tried it, I highly recommend it. That's my breakfast almost every morning.
And full of protein.
Full of protein.
There you go.
Full of muscle building. Yeah. There you go.
Look at that.
You see this? Look at this.
There you go.
It's me.
It's
the peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Well, thanks again, Victor. All the best to you. And we'll keep an eye out for you no matter where you're showing up, whether it's a huge stage like AEW or the indie scene AAW, or maybe even Impact Wrestling in the future. We'll keep an eye out for that too, no matter where you are. Thank you so much, Victor.
Good day.
Take care, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
Take care, man. All right.
Oh, come on, Jay.
Fix that. There we go.
There we are. Hey, look at that. If I move over this way, hang on. Oh, check my outside.
Oh, no. You're living the dream there.
Oh, look.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Abs on Bison. My goodness.
Next time you'll just be able to stick to the peanut butter. That's all you get.
The guy's been working it out. That was the Real Savage gentleman, folks. That's great. That's great. I can't wait to see where he pops up next.
Yeah, and J-Bone, for that, I put the link if you want to do a share screen or Rooney for the show this weekend.
Here we go. Twitter. All right. We will quick do that. Share screen. Twitter. Wrestle Pit. Here we go. Here's the poster. Eventbrite. So go to @WrestlePit, and here's the poster. And you can get your tickets, unfortunately minus a Danhausen. But yes, there he is at the top of there. Pretty and proper. Rayne, Chandler Hopkins. We got the MLW's Beast Man, Cam Cole, and Ring of Honor's Shane Taylor Promotions. Look at those guys. There you go. Cool. November 20th. Blast Off is the event. 7 p.m. showtime. There you go. Get your tickets. Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and great to hear Pittsburgh, the other side of the state, getting shows back up and running. So,
yeah, with everything going on. Hear. Yes, absolutely. Around the world. Good to see. Hopefully it keeps going like that. All right. Well, hell of a start of the podcast, guys. I love that. That was great. All right, so we jump into some Impact Wrestling. Or should we do some news first?
You can do some news there, J-Bone. But I think people's lives are changing here with this PB and eggs.
It looks like it, yeah.
You know, I'm going to have to try that. Like, my wife got me into putting like jelly with eggs, but now I'm going to have to try peanut butter and eggs.
I've had like a cheeseburger with peanut butter as well. It really can't hurt anything, peanut butter. It's pretty true.
Oh, you got the sweet, you got the salty. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like buying those pretzels with the peanut butter in the middle.
There you go.
You know, you get a little bit of both. Oh,
people are thinking PB and coffee here. People are getting crazy.
I just want to go shopping now. I need all this stuff in my life. So what do we want to talk about first? You name it.
Let's do some news. Daniel Spencer here is already reminding us Hard to Kill tickets go on sale tomorrow.
There we go. Tremendous. And that's down in Dallas, Texas. There we go.
Yeah. So the pay-per-view the 8th, and then TV the following night.
What I want to say on this one, which is interesting, is they've advertised Hard to Kill, but they've only advertised 1 day of TV tapings.
Correct.
Is this something we're going to be moving forward with? Are we going to start seeing shorter tapings now, so they're more often, so we're not necessarily, getting 6 months, 6-7 weeks worth of tapings in one go? We're only going to get maybe a month.
I think you could see that. That's what it's looking like right now, because obviously they're going to have to film again. Based on that setup, you get 2 weeks. So by week 3, they're going to have to be filming again. So you're looking at late January. So that is correct.
I mean, it would be
now. For me, it might change again the month after that, but at least to start the year, and maybe that's optimistic.
Or maybe they're thinking that the venue itself, because it's a pretty big venue, maybe they're thinking they might not get 3 days worth of filling it up.
It's tough to go to where you're doing a pay-per-view if it's going to be a bigger venue and do a ton of TV. That's a risk. And then you have the risk of burning out a local crowd as well. So a smaller venue, you can do maybe 3 days in a row.
Yeah. Let's hope that they can fill that up for both those days, because that would be pretty awesome. I've said for a long time I think Impact should do the Impact Plus specials live every month, and then follow that up with the 2 days worth of taping, or however they want to do it.
They were doing that a little bit before the pandemic, so they could go back to that. They were doing, when they were doing Impact Plus specials live, they were getting some of those in, especially before pay-per-views. And obviously, you had the Twitch specials back then. So
I was really when they announced Turning Point to be live, I was proper excited, because I was like, this is going to be great. I hope they keep doing this.
Yeah, I think you can see at least one major thing happen since it's a live special. Like, you could see a title change, you could see a debut, maybe more than one of each of those.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, and just with the way that wrestling is right now,
thank you, Daniel.
There's so many different surprises. No matter where you look in the world of wrestling, it leaves more question marks open for that. So more surprises, less spoilers from tapings. That's what we're in the world of right now. No matter where you look, So So that's all good for fans, certainly. What else? Well, we did mention the what dropped earlier today. It's not official from the company itself, but it was dropped from Mr. Sean Rossap, Fightful, about Lady Frost. So congratulations to her. You know, another wonderful signing for the Knockouts division for in women's wrestling. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I'm super excited about it all. I think it's awesome news. We've been calling for Lady Frost to be signed to Impact for quite some time now. Pretty much ever since we saw her debut against Deanna Purrazzo in that championship match. It was like, my God, where's this girl come from? She's amazing. Obviously I had her on TNI UK, and she was an amazing guest. And to be fair, she's got probably the best moonsault in the business. Just incredible. The background that she's got in gymnastics, I think, helps when it comes to her form, the way she looks when she performs moves. They're just absolutely pristine. It's like there's no hair out of place. It's just perfect. Right. So she's a dream. She's a dream to watch. And, she's not the biggest, but I think that she's a top talent, and I think the fact that it was announced that she's been signed to a long-term deal is interesting as well. So they've obviously got some big plans if that's what they're going to do. So good luck to her. I'm excited to see her. I'm thinking she's not going to turn up till after Christmas, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
You can't have Lady Frost turn up after Christmas.
That's true. She's got to turn up in December, hasn't she? Thinking about it, yeah.
But definitely, and she was at least in Skyway, obviously where she recently was performing for Impact. She was getting like a cult following from the crowd. The crowd was really like she was becoming a fan favorite. I don't know if that was the intention. I have a feeling she probably was coming out originally as a heel, but the fans were cheering her on. They liked her. They wanted her to win her matches. So I think that could be someone that could develop as a fan favorite because of that unique look and style. Yeah. Like I know we talked about shades of maybe like early Taya with when she was kind of doing her initial Taya Valkyrie, but even a little bit more, obviously, with the...
It's interesting you mentioned Taya, because could you imagine maybe Taya and Lady Frost as a team? That would be interesting.
Oh, yeah, when you talk Knockouts tag titles.
Yeah. Maybe. She's got that look, hasn't she? She's got very, sort of epic. I call it like the epic look.
Yeah. It's certainly eye-catching, When you come out with a grandiose cape, hooded cape, whatever, and it's you can't help but stare. It's
She looks awesome. She is awesome. Amazing pickup. I hope it doesn't take too long until Savage Gent gets signed as well. We know that Impact quite likes to sign couples. So for good reason. It makes sense actually when you think about it. So but it would be great to see Savage Gent on Impact as well.
That's why, as we said during the interview, definitely make the noise. This is probably the most loyal, enthusiastic group of Impact fans that tuned into our show. So you're the ones on the social media, in the Discord. Let everybody know it. Tag them. Let them know you want to see more. Like you've been seeing them out there. I'm sure Scott and the rest have been seeing them out there. But you want to see them in Impact.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody on the roster that looks like either of these wrestlers. So whatever happens, they come on. They're completely unique, completely new. So, that's what Impact do, isn't it? They find the ones that aren't the same. They look different. There's nobody on the Impact roster that really has that kind of same look, that same style. So they fit perfectly.
It's like the land of misfit toys. There's a little bit of everything. No matter where you look, you find something different. You got the hot messes, you got the Falabas, you got also you got the swingers, you got so many different it's like Baskin Robbins. You got 32 flavors,
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Does have peanut butter flavor.
There you go. Let's see what also happened within this last week. Oh, the micro. I don't know if we talked about it last week. Did we talk about it last week? The micro brawlers dropped.
Yep.
On shopimpact.com within the
we
last
talked
week.
about that. Yeah. So that's good. We've still got a lot of the. I think they dropped the pre-sales last week. Have they actually gone live now? Oh, there you go. Look at that bad boy.
There you go. And if you're heading to my neck of the woods just less than a month from now, you can meet the world champ Moose, Gail Kim. Another Hall of Famer that's going to be there is Jeff Jarrett's going to be there. Violent by the Designs. Joe Doring is going to be there.
Oh, Joe. The
main event, Rohit Raju and Jake something versus Titan, Adam Shearer and EC3. This whole event is just the poster. Like all the faces are like this big. There's so many people on this poster. It's crazy. Daniel Spencer's going to be there. I just bought my tickets today. My son and I are going to be there. We're going to be hiding up in the bleachers, quadruple masked up, trying to be safe.
Bleacher creatures. Love to see it.
The bleacher creatures, absolutely. So yeah, looking forward to seeing Daniel Spencer, and sounds like Big Kev even got an invite. We might see him there. We heard that on the watch along, the live reaction earlier. Can't wait.
And I will try my best to make it out there as well.
Hey,
I'm not confirmed. I will try.
I'm just letting you know, if you don't get your tickets by this coming weekend, you may not get them. This is going to sell out.
But I have been known. I've been known. Sometimes I get tickets if I just may go to a show. Sometimes I don't get to use them, but that could be the case here. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak you in. You may not end up in the front row, Bill, but we'll get you there. So, all right, shall we jump into this review of Impact Wrestling then for 11?
I reckon
we're about BTI.
Yes, we'll start out. Well, first we want to say, as we're diving into this, we want to say, because it is 11/11, it's 2 holidays. First of all, thank you to all the veterans out there, because it is Veterans Day. Love and respect, and thank you for all you do for our great nation and around the world. And it's also National Heavy Metal Day. So, what a combo, right? Heavy metal and the veterans. You can't beat that. Great combo there. All right, let's dive into BTI, shall we, for this 11/11/21 episode of Impact Wrestling. It's all highlights from this past week. Great stuff. That we got the Iceman intel. And he's talking about recent hire Speedball Mike Bailey.
Speedball.
People questioning where and when he's going to show up for Impact Wrestling. Well, the Iceman, George Iceman, says sooner than you think. Now, we didn't see him tonight, but we've got an event coming up this next weekend on the 20th?
20th.
On the 20th, Turning Point. We may see him live there, show up. What do you think, guys?
I think that's a possibility. I do. I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't question the Iceman. George does not lead us astray. And I think if not Turning Point, it feels like the TV following it. One or the other will get. Now, could it be a vignette? Could it be a video package that we start seeing him? Maybe not in ring, but could we see some videos to start introducing him via TV? I think that's at a minimum. Like, we're getting something probably maybe as soon as next Thursday.
Oh, that'd be great. Like, hey, by the way, somebody's coming to Turning Point. Something, yeah. Or coming soon to Impact Wrestling. Something.
Which will be great. I'm a huge Speedball fan.
Yeah, and it was one of those that I didn't even realize that I was like, oh, I got to follow him. Realized I was following him. Then I started thinking about past matches where I might have seen him, and sure enough, it had to have been something that always pops up at least once a month. Going through, thinking about where I've watched stuff on wrestling before, had to have been Flow Slam, because he's had matches with Matt Riddle and others like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm guessing Evolve possibly like 4 or 5 years ago on Flow Slam, probably where I saw him. And then it was just one of those things where I didn't see a lot of people since, but then they start popping up here and there, MLW, Impact Wrestling. You start seeing faces again, and sure enough, your Speedball Mike Bailey popping up at Impact Wrestling getting signed. Tremendous talent. I'm going to go watch some more matches sooner rather than later to catch up on some history of his. But yeah, tremendous signing there.
Yes, and thanks to Anna in the chat, a veteran.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Violet, Anna. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for all you've done. And then he mentions Josh Alexander, excuse me, wondering why he's not a number 1 contender and why he didn't get this rematch. And he says, well, why he's not getting Moose at Turning Point. We find that out later tonight. Apparently there's other plans for him.
He didn't take kindly to those other plans.
No, he really didn't. We're starting to see another side of Josh Alexander. And I'm not going to jump on this whole, well, he's a baby face. He's got to stay a baby face, or, oh, maybe he's going to turn heel. It's just, he had the championship in his hands, and it was pretty much just ripped out of his hands to have it no more. And that's going to do something to someone.
Yeah. I have to say, with regards to this, I mean, at the end of the day, you can see why they haven't put Josh into that championship sort of kind of number 1 contender stuff at the moment, with having Suzuki there. That's almost a dream match. Well, it is a dream match. What I do like about it is, though, what they've done is they've tried to create kind of a story build to it. If this was AEW, they would have just gone, it's a dream match, Josh Alexander versus Suzuki, and that would have been it, done. But they've tried to create a story. It's a short-term story, but they've tried to create a story to build into that match. And I like the way they've done that, as opposed to just saying this is the match. So kudos to Impact for doing that, even though we know he's only there for 1 set of tapings.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, we got a little ha-ha, in this episode with Minoru Suzuki and Kaleb with a K.
Of course.
But then we're also getting a hell of a match we find out next week, but we'll talk about more of that later. So yeah, thanks to George Iceman for the Iceman intel. Then on to the BTI main event. We got Savannah Evans versus Rachel Ellering. 2 Hoss knockouts going at it. Let's go to Bill first about this match. What do you think?
No, this was a good match here. We got to see probably more out of Savannah. Like we saw her in the Monsters Ball match, but obviously that was a gimmick match. But for one-on-one, we got to see her show a little bit more in the ring. And I think while we were doing the reaction show, someone was saying like how underrated Rachel is. And I think that is the case at this point, because Rachel's now been around a while. It seems like people don't really mention her as the title. Obviously, she won the tag titles with Jordan. But remember, she beat Tasha Steelz a couple weeks ago. That's a huge win. A lot of people think Tasha could be the future Knockouts champion, and she very well may be. But Rachel's really kind of doing it. She's putting like underrated pretty solid matches out there pretty regularly. She doesn't really. I can't think of a bad match from Rachel, and she'll never turn heel. So.
I mean, let's face the fact that Knockouts Knockdown match with Martina Martinez was incredible.
Correct.
You know,
I think that's really where maybe more people are now giving her some credit is after that, and because I saw her, it was a 3-way match with Mercedes on the Indies, and that was like that's really good, and then seeing it happen again in Impact, it's like I was expecting this could be really good, and it was. It didn't disappoint. That was by far the best match of the first round.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they're all about the storytelling, and these two Haas knockouts absolutely did tell a story. And I'm gonna we got a couple surprise finishes in this whole episode between this and Impact Wrestling. After this, I'm gonna call this an upset just because we're still learning so much about Savannah Evans, but Savannah Evans beats Rachel Ellering here.
Yeah, it was an upset if you just look at who wins the match. But there were heavy shenanigans in this match, J-Bone. I don't know if referee Daniel Spencer is still in the chat, but referee Brandon Toll was quite out of position due to Tasha Steele's antics.
Yeah. And then, of course, she put Jordan Grace out of commission for a bit as well.
That's right.
Oof.
Storytelling there because they're going to have to meet up in the near future, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you know this story's not over. This rivalry here. Good stuff. Great main event for BTI.
Here, Trent's smiling somewhere.
Yeah.
Give him hope, Anna. Give him hope.
Oh no, never.
It's never going to happen.
Just like CM Punk said a while ago about returning to wrestling. Never, ever. And well, we see what happened. But anyways, I digress.
Wait, you can't ever say never in this business, Jay.
No,
we came here for a lot of money.
Oh, well, there's that too. Right. All right. On to the main show then. We start out with the number one contenders for the tag titles. We got FinJuice versus Bullet Club, Bay and El Phantasmo. Let's start out here with Bison. Your thoughts on this first match here for the number one contender for the tag titles?
I have to say, I mean, I was expecting Bullet Club to win, because obviously we weren't going to get FinJuice again. So I was expecting that. It was for me, it was just a case of who was going to be the team. And I'm so happy, not that I've got anything against Hikuleo whatsoever, but I've had this thing in my head that El Phantasmo, Chris Bay would just be an awesome tag team. And so I was so happy to see that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I was so happy to see that happen tonight. I thought it was great. I'm really looking forward to seeing what. I'm assuming that we're going to get El Phantasmo and Chris Bay versus the Good Brothers. Who knows? We could be swerved and we end up with Hikuleo in there instead. But but I have a feeling we're going to get Hikuleo obviously versus the Big LG at some point. So we're going to have a Hoss match. Maybe that'll happen next week on Impact. You never know. But I thought it was a fairly solid match. And I'm just really glad to see, like I said, those two together for the Bullet Club because I think that's going to be awesome.
And it's always a numbers game with the Bullet Club, right?
Exactly. Always the numbers game. Always a numbers game.
Yeah.
And always the low blow. Always the low blow.
The consummate heels, right? I'll admit I'm a Bullet Club guy. I'm certainly a big fan, but I'm also always impressed with what FinJuice brings to the table. And I don't know how long we've got him here in Impact Wrestling, but I certainly am appreciating everything that all these teams from New Japan is bringing to the brand of Impact Wrestling. What about you, Bill?
Oh yeah, definitely. I know we were talking in the reaction on that too. It's like I know a lot of people have been very, I'll say
critical.
Critical is a fair assessment of the tag division lately, and for a while, honestly, because I think a lot of it's like, well, these are two New Japan teams, pretty much. You know, Chris Bay's in there, but FinJuice has been at pretty much every taping for quite some time. They're pretty much roster members right now, and now we're seeing another wave of El Phantasmo and Hikuleo, which is great. I'm happy about it, but FinJuice has been excellent during their run here. Like, you got to give them credit. You can't just ignore them. They're part of the tag division. They've done a good job in the tag division, former champs. So is it at its all-time high right now? No. The Good Brothers, like the North before them, have run roughshod pretty much over the division, but they have an Achilles heel, and that is FinJuice. And now you have this new version of Bullet Club with Chris Bay and El Phantasmo, and I'm just like Bison. The more I get of that, the better. During this match, like 5 back rakes in different forms. I'm loving it. I'm marking out for back rakes because it's what the Healy heel does, and that's what El Phantasmo is. And he's rubbing off on Chris Bay each time they perform together. And I think that just adds more to Chris Bay. Already has a lot going for him, but him getting more of those tendencies just is making him even more of an interesting character. So I obviously, if they were to, there might be a very well-known tag team available in the near future. They would be, obviously, that could really make something here, because you still got to realize we lost the machine guns. That was a big loss. But Sabin, and we'll get into his promo later, but that's for good reason, because Sabin's awesome right now. But you do have to you need like another premier team, and then you're solid. Like you're not far away. You're like a really good tag team being entered in with everybody else. Because I'm also thinking Joe Doring and Eric Young are going to be a tag team.
Yeah.
Then I think you're beyond solid as a division going forward.
Well, you think about it. You've got Rich Swann and Mac. They're obviously the Soldiers. So there's a tag team straight away. You've got VBD. We're thinking Eric Young and Joe Dorian. That's another one. Obviously, we've got the Bullet Club now. We've got
Heath and Rhino.
They're clearly declaring themselves as a tag team again. Obviously, like you say, we've got there's good 4 or 5 solid teams now. Now, some Bell's Boys in the chat has just brought up an interesting point. He's talking about the fact that Juice Robinson's contract is up in January. Now, I saw an interesting interview with him where he clearly stated that he really loves being part of Impact. He loves performing at Impact. Now, he said he really enjoys it. So I can see the possibility of Impact actually physically signing Juice Robinson. Where that leaves the team of FinJuice, I'm not sure, because I don't know what the situation is with David Finlay's contract stuff. But obviously, if he's still allowed to perform on Impact, you could effectively keep FinJuice together, even though one is an Impact contracted talent and the other one is New Japan. You could still keep them together. They could still perform on both shows. But I'm massive fan of David Finlay. I think David Finlay is so good in the ring. When he gets in the ring, he is so good. He flies around the ring. His offense is amazing. And I don't think as the pairing, as the two, that David actually gets enough credit for what he does. He is so good. I'm very impressed with Dave Finlay. And again, that's another one that if there's an opportunity to sign him, then Impact should definitely sign David Finlay. That's
obviously, if that's the only thing is, you got to be careful with that, because New Japan's a partner of Impact.
Yes, of course.
So obviously, it has to be because whatever, like that's the way they want to go. They were going to leave anyway, but then if it would open just like with the Good Brothers. You might be under contract here, but you can obviously work still. Like if you want to do shows there, but you just got to be careful with that, because you don't want to be what everyone was always worried about, AEW poaching talent. You don't want that to become Impact. looked in that light. But definitely, it's obvious watching it that they're having a good time in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, you can tell that.
That's why they're there all the time. I'm sure they're pushing New Japan and New Japan Strong and the Strong brand to say they want to keep returning to Impact. There's because, like I said, they've maybe missed a taping this whole time.
Yeah, one set, I think. Yeah, one set.
They're practically roster members, but people kind of like not include them since they're not contracted talent. TJP was the X Division champion, and he was on a pay-per-appearance deal the whole time. So if they're there, they're part of the show. They're part of. They might not be official roster members, but they're part of the show.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
They're on the roster page.
Yeah, they are. So
and they have FinJuice.
It's all about building that strong brand as well. So if you've got an influx of some kind of US-based New Japan talent, and we are putting Impact talent along on the strong brand shows going around the US, it's a win-win for wrestling fans, period. You can't lose there.
Totally.
I'm really excited about the strong brand growing because it makes me more curious as a fan in the States. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. But nonetheless, yes, your Bullet Club are the number one contenders. I'm sure we're going to get that as a part of the Turning Point show going for the Good Brothers tag titles. They certainly have a lot on their plate there going into the show then.
Well, speaking of the Good Brothers, they do come out at the end of this match, and you have that great face-to-face with Hikuleo and Big LG.
A Big LG and Hikuleo. Yeah, two damn near 7-footers in the ring.
It's rare that someone actually gets an inch or two above Doc, and Hikuleo did.
Yeah, and like I say, interestingly enough, when you put them face to face, Hikuleo is actually taller than the Big LG, and that was the first time I noticed that tonight when they went head to head. So when they went face to face,
and you can't teach. Oh wait, wrong 7-footer. Sorry, my bad.
Wrong one.
We'll get to him in the main event.
Yes, yeah, we'll get to him. So great stuff for the tag division there. Then we got Gia Miller backstage talking to Scott D'Amore about Josh Alexander and the main title story there, and we find out why Josh Alexander is not in the main title story with Moose. And Scott D'Amore's got he's got something else up his sleeve planned for Josh Alexander. But Josh Alexander coming up behind Scott D'Amore there, just not taking too kindly to the news here. He finds out that he's going to be facing Suzuki. Now, I thought we were going to get Josh Alexander and Suzuki at Turning Point. But then Bill, of course, reminded me that was this part of these tapings. We're getting that match next week on Impact Wrestling on Impact Television on Access TV or wherever you watch it. Shut up and take my money. I can't wait for this one.
I think it's interesting how they clearly rate Josh Alexander as highly as we think they do, because whenever they bring in some of these legendary wrestlers, that straight away you've got to put him in with Josh Alexander. You're going to get a great match, and he is known as sort of kind of like the guy that they all seem to want to face as well. So I think that is that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome.
Sorry, just quick checking out the side to private chat here. Josh isn't real thrilled about this, but I mean, we as fans,
he's not happy right now.
He's not. I think we're going to see a different side of Josh during this match.
Yeah, well, we'll see him because he'll be backstage watching the match with Kaleb with a K and Suzuki.
Yeah, and there's You can't
Settle
help
down, J-Bone.
Can't help but snicker at that one. Sorry, Kaleb. But yeah. So
hold on, calm down, just breathe.
That's right. Oh boy. Then we get a promo here with the most professional wrestler, Brian Myers. This whole thing was just hilarious. Poor Ziggy Dice.
Ziggy Dice was great in this.
Oh, it's priceless.
Stole the show. They wouldn't show any of the slaps, though.
Yes. He kept getting slugged off camera, and he kept having problems with his shades. Poor Dice. It
was outlandish.
It was the most outlandish. Yes, absolutely. I tell you what, we've jokingly compared him to Swinger, or that there's doses of Swinger in his character. The more I see Ziggy Dice, I feel like this has got to happen at some point. We're going to have like the son of Swinger at some point. Like the two universes have to like gel at some point. What do you guys think?
Could do. Yeah, we could do. I mean, we could have. Don't know what could we have? I mean, Sticky Rice versus the Swinger, or the kind of a tag team, I guess.
Did you say Sticky Rice?
Yeah, sorry, that's my nickname for him. Sorry.
That's pretty outlandish.
It is outlandish. There, Sticky Rice. It's
Well, that's what you have for dinner.
Exactly. Can't beat a bit of sticky rice. Delicious.
Jeez. I'm not sure what you have with that, but I'm gonna leave that to you at another time. So yeah, but it's all about what Brian Myers has coming up here with Sam Beal. So it looks like we're going to get that. I don't know if we're going to get that at Turning Point or if we're going to get that next week. I'm not sure if that's been decided yet.
I think we're getting it next week.
Next week?
Yeah,
okay.
It was next week. Yeah, next week.
All right. I was hoping Turning Point, but that's all right. I'll take it next week. Hey, the sooner the better, right? And then I don't know where that leaves VSK and Sticky Dice.
Sticky Rice.
Damn it, Bison! You're screwing me up.
Look, come on. You should be taking notes, mate. You know what I mean? I take notes. You should be taking notes, right?
Like Sam Beal, take notes.
Oh, like Sam Beal. Well, I've got 2 pages here, but Sticky Rice is not part of my notes.
Okay, Boomer.
Good timing on that one. So yeah, I'm loving this feud, and we hear from Sam Beal later. Then, what it was almost the cover of this video, but then I decided to go with the Knockouts feud. We got, and this one was, I'm just gonna say controversial with the fans. I didn't see a lot of gray here. I saw either a lot of black or white with this, either a lot of pro or a lot of negative. We got Minoru Suzuki versus Kaleb with a K. The question here is, I didn't know which Kaleb we were going to see. Were we going to see the Kaleb of old rip off the neck brace and see the star of the X division that he used to be, or do we get the bumbling Bobby the Brain Heenan, I don't know, fill in the blank here. His character's all sorts of things lately. Well, we know what we got. We got the neck brace wearing Kaleb with a K, who didn't really last too long. Bill, what'd you think of this match?
I think it served its purpose. Kaleb's a character right now, and he was there to just really be fed to the lion, and that's what he did here. But Kaleb does a good job of doing it. I know people were saying it, like when he he hurt his hand chopping him, and he sold it great. Like the rest of the 20 seconds or so that the match was, he really sold for it. but because he could have been like knowing that Kaleb was going to go in there. I've seen enough Suzuki matches where you're like, he just might chop him for 5 minutes and then make his chest purple and then be done with him. But honestly, he got off pretty easy. So Kaleb will be able to tell the tale. We'll see if Josh is how he fares.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
The strong style isn't just a cool thing to put on a T-shirt. It's real strong style.
Yeah. I don't know what the timing was in this match, but once I saw who exactly we were getting as far as Kaleb with a K, I was pretty close. It wrapped up about as soon as I thought it did. Bison, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what we thought it was going to. It was a squash match at the end of the day. It was just a way of making Suzuki look as strong as possible. They've done that. Then we get the match for next week against Josh Alexander. There we go. I mean, it was just a setup for next week, basically. So it was exactly what we thought it was going to be. It was fun. I like the bits where Kaleb was sort of kind of like laying the smack down, giving him the punches, the forearms, and the chops. Suzuki just basically like smiled at him. I thought that was pretty cool. So and really showed him off as being he is the what they call him, the something grandpa or hardcore grandpa or something.
Murder grandpa.
There you go. He is exactly that. So looking forward to seeing what he does with Josh, because I think that's going to be a special match.
Oh yeah, it's two opposite ends of the spectrum here. You got a little comical thing here with Kaleb, and then you get to see, what we've seen everywhere else, pretty much wherever else you've seen Minoru Suzuki drop in for a hell of a match. I can't wait. It certainly is going to be match of the episode. Can't wait for it. So yeah, rest in peace, Kaleb with a K. That was one hell of a pile driver there. Next, we got Gia Miller in the back with Moose, and he's discussing this.
In my ass.
Not quite that. I don't think he's going to discuss that with Gia, but thank you. Jiminy Christmas. Discussing the number one contenders match that's going to happen later tonight, and still say that they're not going to face a champ, they're going to face a wrestling god. So yeah, and it was really interesting how he was watching this match later. Bill and I were joking about it during the live reaction, and Bill, being there live, didn't even know where Moose was.
No one pointed it out. Like, David Penzer. He didn't tell me. I'm too busy watching the in-ring action. I'm not watching up in the skybox.
Right. Yeah, always got to tell where the cameras are looking at. Then we got Decay, represented by Rosemary and Havok, versus the Undead Bridesmaids, Brandi, Ellerin, and Kimber. In this, this was supposed to be the Undead Bridesmaids kind of, weakening up Decay for the tag champs for a turning point, but we didn't exactly get that. This match was pretty short but sweet, but it was still a lot of fun to watch, with Decay getting the win here. What do you think about this, Bison?
I think it's inevitable that Decay were going to win. Again, it's one of those things where we're setting up the match with the inspiration. I love the way this storyline is building. I thought it was interesting that they brought the inspiration. I guess the more they can get the inspiration into the stage, the better. They get them out on the stage. It's this real shame, because I'll tell you what would have been really good, actually, is if they'd have brought them in on commentary. I think if they'd have brought them in to the commentary desk, that would have been even better because you know, they could have been doing their unique brand of, you know, off their chops on commentary as well. I think that would have been cool. And I didn't understand. There's one thing I didn't get was that once the match was over, obviously they weren't very happy about that. They told, oh, they're coming down the ring, they're coming down the ramp, are they getting in the ring? And Decay went around the other way, went straight up the ramp, and then we were expecting some kind of confrontation, I think, and that didn't happen. So I don't understand why they brought them down to ringside, and then we didn't see anything from that. I thought that was a bit weird, but you know, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
It is what it is. I don't want to overthink it. I mean, you could go just kind of old school, how they're not supposed to touch until the match itself, you know, and they just kind of keep the suspense.
I guess what I'm saying is, did something else happen on the day, Bill, that we didn't see?
No. What you saw was there on that. Like, there was no real extracurriculars on that. Because I think they've kind of already gone that angle early on with them kind of chasing them around a little bit. Now they obviously got the undead brides to try to stumble them up a little bit, but they were able to get through that. Now they have to deal with them at Turning Point. They were. I think Jay's right. They were to kind of just do. It's a good way as opposed to just having them be backstage watching, because you're already doing that with Josh on this show. So having them on the stools, plus you also got them in front of the live crowd again, which is not a bad thing.
No, it's never a bad thing.
So I think it was more of a play for the live crowd to put the inspiration out there, just to be like, okay, yeah, they're here. Like, remember, these people that you know very well, you want to buy tickets, tune in and see them as well. So I think that's pretty much why they were there. You weren't going to get like this. You could have ended it with that, but so far they've been kind of doing the running from Decay. They're scared of Decay. So we'll see how that kind of plays into the match at Turning Point.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, the whole avoiding, like they didn't even want to deal with, Su Young's crew.
Correct.
That's true.
They get spooked out.
Oh, quite easily. Yeah.
Maybe we should call in the Ghostbusters. What do you reckon?
Oh yeah, it's that time of year, you know, and
don't cross the streams.
I hear there's a movie starting. When's that coming?
Ooh, next week.
Is it next week? Oh, I know who I'm gonna call. I can't wait. I love the Ghostbusters, and I'm really curious to see where that story is going as far as this new generation of. Anyways, we're getting off track. All right, so Decay beats Brandi Loren and Kimber Lee. Can't wait for the main, not the main event, the Knockouts tag title match coming up at Turning Point between Decay and the Inspiration.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah. All right, so then we got you're going to have to help me with this because this is about a point of the show where I lost some notes.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what happens right now.
I know we got.
Oh, baby!
Yeah, I got that. We got Heath and Rhino talking about their feud with Violent by Design. Now, is that going to come up at Turning Point 2, or is that something that's happened next week?
I don't know. That could be more Turning Point. We'll see.
I'm hoping it's.
I don't think they gave us an answer on where that. It's more just letting you know. I think they're a team. They want to still go after Violent by Design, but I don't think we know where that's heading yet. That could be next week. It could be Turning Point. I think undetermined at this point.
It's reaffirming that right where Rhino's head is at. That he truly is with Heath because he was kind of the wild card in all of this, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
very good promo by Rhino. Very old school, gore. And Heath, man, he must have gave it his all for a couple of days because Heath's voice was going by that point.
Yeah. Just like me by the end of this show.
I used to have a last name, but now a billionaire keeps it in a safe.
Love it. But yeah. Rhino talks about purging the poison, which of course is violent by design. So yeah, can't wait for
Pathetic.
Oh, I guess the poison is not pathetic, or is pathetic. Anyways, I digress. Now, was it Chris Sabin's promo right after this? Because I know I missed it somewhere in here. I didn't write it down. His was pretty quick.
His was quick, but no, I think we do get to it, but I think we go real quick to the inspiration backstage.
Yeah, I missed a couple things in here.
But then we do go stuff. But yeah, then we do go to Chris Sabin, which once again is awesome. Chris Sabin, because he's Chris Sabin.
Of course, he's Chris Sabin. At the end of the day, he doesn't need to do anything.
I love this place.
He loves this place. Now, where was his stuff aimed at?
His stuff was aimed at
Ace Austin. Yeah.
He's going to tear that I Love Chris Sabin shirt. It's
that's right. He's feuding with Ace Austin.
He was giving it to him.
Oof,
it's not cool. It's not cool walking around with that T-shirt on, especially based on the fact that Madman Fulton helped him to the win. That's what he was
right.
saying.
That's he went out.
Don't ask questions like that.
There you go. See.
Sorry, Sabin. Yeah.
That is not an appropriate question.
My bad. I'll
respect to Sabin. Hail Sabin.
Hails everyone. Hail Sabin.
Hail Sabin.
Give Sabin a hail Sabin in the chat before he comes back and steals my hat or something. I don't know. Was there anything else that I'm missing before the Mercedes Martinez Madison Rayne match?
No, I think you got everything up to there, but
because there was a lot of little promos in a row, and I'm like, I know I missed.
Yeah, and especially on the when you watch on the YouTube without the commercials, they do kind of hit hard together real quick.
They do. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to throw it to someone on this.
But
like, okay,
let's not forget who Mercedes is facing at Turning Point.
Hardcore country.
Oh, sorry.
Bison's gonna fall out of his damn chair, man. He gets so excited. Bison loves himself some hardcore country.
Oh, I love
it. So next we got Mercedes Martinez versus Madison Rayne. I was pretty excited for this one. Yes, the Queen Bee. Yes, just wave. Now this one was interesting. Now this was a fun match. Because number one, I'm excited to see Mercedes Martinez as a part of this brand of Impact Wrestling. As far as I know, she's signed.
She's definitely appeared. She's definitely appeared on the on the roster page, so she's certainly going to be around for a little while.
Yeah. So we're hoping she sticks around and eventually it becomes like a permanent signing. I think a veteran presence like this is certainly welcome to this ever-growing Knockouts brand of Impact Wrestling.
Yeah. Plus, she can really go in the ring.
Well, that's the thing, and for fans like myself that have known that she's been around a long time, many years in the wrestling industry, but maybe haven't seen a lot of her stuff. It's you want to pay attention to a match like this and really see what she's all about. She brings a certain mystique with her as well. She's got the cloak, she's got the mask. She really is badass. Man, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. So she's facing Madison Rayne here. A quick match, but a fun match. Mercedes Martinez gets the win. But then it doesn't end there because Madison attacks Mercedes Martinez. And then we have the Knockouts champ run out. Country! There it is again. I knew it was coming.
I missed it. Sorry.
Careful, Bison. Careful. Take it easy there. You good? Yeah, he's good. He's good.
He's good.
Yeah,
He's good. He's speechless. He's absolutely speechless.
They're calling for me that if Impact come to the UK in 2022 to do a live version of that for the entrance of Mickey would be cool.
Oh boy. All right. So she runs in for the save to help her future opponent. And I think it's a respect thing as well. She comes down to save Mercedes Martinez, but then Mercedes Martinez picks her up and does her finisher, or what I think is a finisher on her. I'm still learning, movesets and whatever from Mercedes Martinez. But then she wipes out the Knockouts champ and, certainly doesn't give the love and respect back to her. She's like, gotcha, bitch. She's
now,
yeah, that's true.
When you do that to the champ, you know what you get back.
Country!
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, YouTube's going to get us. You guys keep that shit up.
That's half the song right there.
Yeah, right. Thanks to who does that part? Is that James Storm?
Could be. What are you on about?
Doesn't James Storm do part of that intro there? Her song, isn't that him?
Doing what?
Singing.
What? Mickey James? No, it's Mickey James.
Mickey James sings the song. J-Bud?
No, I know she sings her song, but I'm talking about the hardcore country.
She said hardcore country.
Oh, that's a guy screaming.
No, actually, I think it is. I think it is a guy saying hardcore country. I don't think it's James Storm.
I'm pretty sure it's James Storm.
You think? It might be. I don't know.
It's music magic.
It's just amazing.
I'll Google it. Later. Or someone in the chat can as we continue. Anyways, all right. So, enough of the Knockouts champ before we get in trouble. But I can't wait to see that match happen. Then we get Macklin. Tremendous promo from Macklin, I gotta say. Like every time I see something different from Macklin, I'm just really impressed by him. But then he's interrupted by the X Division champ Trey Miguel and Scott D'Amore.
Do I look like a young boy to you?
Exactly.
I knew that was coming.
So Macklin wants in this match. He wants to be in this match with Laredo Kid, and Scott D'Amore loves. What was the ongoing thing that he just loves to keep the roster happy? Is that what Scott?
Good job, Scott. Good job.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So he informs Trey Miguel that Macklin is going to get a shot versus Laredo Kid next week. And if Macklin wins, he'll get put in the X Division match at Turning Point. What do you guys think about this? Let's go to Bill.
Yeah, well, Scott, he's not going to let Steve Macklin dictate to him. So he said he'll give him a shot here. But if he doesn't win, he ain't there. He's out. So
you're sending him home. Yeah, that's right.
No turning point for you. So we'll see what happens here. But Macklin, he made sure to let everybody know, even though he might have some L's, he hasn't been pinned or submitted. So that's something big going on there still. So this is a one-on-one match. So we'll see what happens. Steve Macklin looks like he has not been pinned or submitted. So it's going to be a tall task for Laredo next week.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen, Bison, next week? You think Macklin's going to end up in a match at Turning Point?
Well, he probably is. The only problem I've got with this, I don't want to see it. I want to see Trey go 1-on-1 with Laredo Kid. I think we always get, and that's not to say I don't want to see Macklin get his shot. I do, but I just think we've had quite a few multi-man matches, so it would be good to just get a couple of, to get a few one-on-ones for the X division. So I would like to see those two go at it one-on-one, but I'm sure we'll end up with a three-way.
It's a controversial build for Macklin. I'm not complaining. No, I totally hear what you're saying about the 1v1. I want to see that too. A veteran like Laredo Kid versus Trey Miguel, I think everybody can, be happy with that one. But we'll see what we get. It's keeps you. Scott D'Amore always keeps you wondering. He really does. So yeah, I can't wait for this. We'll see next week. Then we have a retort, if you will, from Sam Beal, with Swan and Mac at his side, and this is aimed at Brian Myers, and great promo from Sam. I gotta say, I'm impressed with him too. Every time I see him, he's he brings a charisma. He's getting better and better at his promos. The fact that they are giving him this opportunity to grow as a star in Impact Wrestling, and really the fact that they're already branching him out from the learning tree is that's they gotta have an air of confidence in this kid too to be able to do that. Now, granted, he is with Swan and Mac here, but he does all the talking here. What'd you think of this, Bill?
No, I thought it was real good. Sam Beal.
Oh, he's looking for the Sam Beal papers.
Autograph practice. Just we'll need all that because he's a legend. But no, the shirt he's wearing, I have that shirt that he's wearing, the tie-dye.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
But no, this is great to see. I've been a fan of Sam since he started appearing on Impact, and seeing him get this moment. At first, he gets the pin on Brian Myers in the tag match. Now he gets, he's the one standing out front with former world champion Rich Swann, X Division champion Willie Mack behind him. Now he's got some good friends there to help him out. And I know we were kind of talking about, I think last week, maybe Sam will be a soldier. Maybe he's going to be one of the soldiers. We'll see, man. He's got a little rhythm. He can hang with the guys.
He's got the perm.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens with Brian Myers, because obviously he's not happy because what he wanted the learning tree to be, Sam's doing everything now, and he kicked him out.
Yeah.
Because he had to have VSK.
He didn't want that. I don't know what the hell were they. He was so excited about that they were cooking steaks or something.
Who knows?
He didn't want no Brian Myers steaks, I guess. But anyways, yes, like Violet says here, le perm, yes,
le perm.
Yeah, I mean, you could do so many different things with Sam. He just seems like a sponge right now. He's learning all this stuff from so many great members of the Impact roster, including the Soldiers, Swan and Mac. Man, if he ends up with the same ring gear, the same baseball style jerseys, I'm just gonna die. I'm loving it. I want to see that. We'll see what happens.
Do you got hair on your booty cheeks?
Oh. I don't think that's going to be part of the act, but thank you. That's a different kind of perm we're talking about there. But anyways,
that son of a bitch.
Settle down. All right. So yeah, can't wait to see that, and also see where that pops up. Is that going to be a Turning Point? Is that going to be Impact Wrestling next week? We'll have to see. Then we got what I felt was match of the episode. Besides the main event. The main event, don't get me wrong, was a blast to watch. And very unpredictable in my professional podcasting opinion. There, I got it in there. We got Rohit Raju versus Rocky Romero. This is a match that I was excited to see, but I didn't realize how good it was going to be until it really kicked off. I mean,
turn that frown upside down, my man.
It did. It really did. You want to talk about the pure wrestling, and we've seen so much of it across different brands between Ring of Honor, AEW, and now here. You got Rocky Romero blessing this brand with some of his own wrestling where he came from so many years ago against Rohit Raju. Bison, talk about this match, man. What'd you think?
This was a great match. I really enjoyed this match. I felt that I wasn't sure whether it was going to be a good match, but then it's funny because sometimes you think that quite regularly when really we should just be stopped thinking that, because Rohit Raju is such a good in-ring performer as well as on the mic. We know he's great on the mic, but his in-ring performances are always awesome too. So I don't know why I wasn't sure whether this was going to be a good one, because, Rohit's just so good. And of course, you stick him in with someone like a ring veteran like Rocky Romero, where you're going to get a good match. Both very similar in sort of size and stature. You've got obviously Rocky's probably, I would say, a little bit more high flying, I guess, than say Rohit, but both of them can do whatever they need to do to get to get their offense in, and I just thought this flowed really well. I thought they both complemented each other well. I don't know whether they've ever been in the ring together before anywhere else, but they seem to have chemistry. So if there's an opportunity to see them in the ring again, I'm all for it. I thought this was a really, really good match. I really enjoyed it.
There you go. Bill?
No, this definitely probably was, the match of the night. Rohit definitely looking really good here because Rocky's no slouch, had a good match with Trey. Rocky can go good matches with anybody, but you know what? That's what Rohit's doing right now. He's pretty much doing good matches every time he's out there as well. So, and this obviously is a big win for Rohit here because it wouldn't have shocked you to see Rocky win. But then I think everyone would be like, well, where's Rohit go from here again?
Exactly.
But by him winning here, and now with Raj back in his corner, hopefully Shira is getting better, and maybe we see him back again soon, and see where this all comes to. Like, what's the long term here for Rohit and company?
Yeah, I think there's something like there's like a rumbling underground. Like when are we gonna see this rise again of Rohit? Because Shira's actually starting to slowly post stuff on social media again. So I'm hoping sooner rather than later. He's put this presence out there. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm surprised neither of you guys use a word I used in the live reaction tonight. That's the word upset. This really felt like an upset, and just a look on Rohit's face when he beat Rocky Romero, like almost like I told you I could do it. It's just oh man, he was just beaming after. I mean, it was an angry, but it was just yeah, I did it. That look.
Big win.
It is a huge win to beat a veteran like Rocky Romero. So props to Rohit Raju.
With regards to Rohit, I'll tell you, he would probably have a fantastic match. I don't know if they already have already, but he would have a great match with Victor. I think if you matched up Rohit Raju with Savage Gent, that would be a hell of a match.
Oh, Victor Benjamin, yes. My apologies.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, wait, who? Oh, Victor, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Just needed more caffeine tonight, folks. Sorry. But yeah, amazing match. Of course, Raj did help a little, and it just reminding us how great in shape Raj looks. And not that he was that out of shape before, but damn, these guys on this roster, they're just, I don't know if they're getting a special at the store on 6-packs.
I think they're eating peanut butter and eggs, mate. That's what I reckon.
Something, my goodness. I mean, it's either 6-packs or 8-packs, and they're just popping up on all these roster members lately. It's crazy. But yeah, Raj looks great, and he certainly is paying dividends at the side of Rohit tonight. So there you go. We're certainly not going to see Rohit Raju invited to the sit at the table of chaos anytime soon. I don't think. Like we've seen that on other brands like Orange Cassidy. But I digress. And on to now. Was there anything in between here and the main event? Am I missing?
Oh yeah. This is what you missed, sadly, J-Bo, when you walked away.
Oh yeah.
This was the swingman, Daddy, with Hernandez. That they're getting a match with the Demon, the Kiss Demon, Dale, and along with Decay next week, and they need a partner.
Yeah.
And our good friend Johnny Bravo comes out and says he's got a guy for him, and it's Falaba. Falaba says, like, he wants Swinger to owe him something. Like, he's like, why would I want this ham and egger? But he's like, I want you to owe me something, Swingman.
I like the crowbar reference as well.
And there is a crowbar reference.
I thought was quite funny. And then everyone's like, oh my God, it's Crowbar coming to Impact. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Crowbar's making appearances lately. He's showing up all over social media lately. He's very active.
Yeah.
And he recently showed up on AEW.
He did.
I can't remember who he faced, but it was a fun match. Damn it, I can't remember, but I did watch the match. But it was one of those surprise things like, whoa, Crowbar's on TV. It was crazy.
Dino, is that the guy from TNN?
There you go. Yeah, he's been in there too. Yeah, can't wait to see that. Did he call him Gene or did he call him Demon?
He called him Demon.
Did he?
Yeah, he did call him Demon.
Yeah, they called him Demon. Yeah.
I really wanted to know see if there was another Gene reference. But like, hey, it's Gene Simmons. No, it's not Gene Simmons. You probably get in trouble too much by saying that.
Then we do, before the main event, we get Chelsea as well. The hot mess. Talking about the digital media title.
Yes.
That's an interesting one for me because I know that the Digital Media Championship is obviously intergender, but putting Chelsea Green talking about going through Jake something. there is a sort of kind of like realism that you can't get over. Like, Chelsea Green is not going to go through Jake something. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
What?
No, Chelsea Green's not going to go through Jake something. Or if she does.
Have you seen that latest magazine cover she got?
Well, okay, that's different. That's totally different. What do you think she's going to do? Like, strip off in front of him or something?
I didn't say any of that.
Oh, T. Hughes here says, was it Joey Janela? You know what? I think it was Joey Janela that he faced. Now that you say that, I think it was. Joey Janela versus Crowbar. Oh, my goodness. Hey, better late than never. Our own knockout. Alicia's here.
Oh, she made it. She made it.
My headphones are messed up. Hang on.
Okay, that's all right. Glad you're here nonetheless while you get that figured out.
Daylight savings.
Yeah, right. Blame it on daylight savings. It's screwed up.
Benjamin Franklin.
I think I heard a hot rumor that they're trying to abolish that worldwide. So was it the daylight savings or
what's that?
Why you're late? Was it
work?
Work. Okay, all right.
Real life, Mr. Bone. Real life.
Real life stuff.
None of my stoner shenanigans. This is real life.
Oh, okay. Stoner shenanigans. Right. No treehouse reference.
This is the good stuff.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. You got one anyways. There you go. How are you, Elisa?
Good. Tired, but good.
All right. Well, we're just getting into the main event here. Sorry you missed the whole review. That's okay.
That's okay. I missed the Butterfinger champion too.
Butterfinger.
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
You can always hit the rewind button.
I already caught it. I was keeping along while I was at work. So.
Oh, I got you. All right. Like so many others do. They watch us while they're at work. We hope it doesn't get you in trouble.
Earphones.
There you go. Good old earbuds. There.
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry.
There you go.
That too. So we got the number 1 contenders match to see who is going to face the Impact World Champ Moose at Turning Point. We have Morrissey versus Ben Cardona versus Eddie Edwards. Let's go to our knockout first. Elisa, what'd you think of the main event?
I thought this was really good. A lot of roller coaster emotions going through it, and I was actually surprised with the end result. Especially, I get the build up, but I was just kind of surprised with the angle they went, since every competitor in this was really good. Very enjoyable match.
It was good.
I felt it was like a safe option to go out of these three, because I feel like there's so much more you could build if you're going to go with a guy like Matt Cardona as far as a rivalry, or certainly Morrissey. This one kind of feels like, okay, these two have a storied history. You don't need a lot of build. You know what you're getting when you get these two.
That's exactly why they've done it, isn't it? So they can they could put this one straight out there. They don't have to build it. It's boom. Moose gets a good victory to start off his reign. I think that's what they've done there.
Oh, I wouldn't assume that. You know you're going to get a slobber knocker when you get these two. I'm just saying.
Beer battle.
Of course, you're going to get a slobber knocker, but I can't see Moose losing. Not yet.
No, I don't. But it's just one of those things, because Impact Wrestling is one of those ones that sometimes you get a shocker, like, oh, I didn't see that coming. So, like I always say, never assume in the world of professional wrestling.
Very true. Very true.
So, Bill, your thoughts on the main event?
Oh, no, definitely a good main event. The main event's strong right now at Impact. W. Morrissey looks like a future world champion, looked great in this match.
Tremendous.
Yeah, Cardona is really getting established right now. Like, you've seen him ascend. He's ascending to the upper card, especially in the last 6 weeks. He's right there on the cusp. And obviously another guy with another big following. But Eddie, I know you use the term safe, but Eddie's like, there's a reason why he's considered the heart and soul of Impact. You can always go to Eddie no matter what. And with the DNA, the history they had together, you're obviously going to do this at some point. When was going to be the thing, but I think you guys are answering that. These guys have the built-in history. They've wrestled each other a ton. They can kind of do it in their sleep and have a great match. So that's a great way. I'm sure they both wanted this when he had the title, to be like, go raid, have him and Eddie do a program. Like W. Morrissey, you figure whenever he gets involved, he very well could take that title. You don't want to start out with that. The Josh rematch is going to be a big story. That's probably going to be hard to kill, or another big pay-per-view. It probably won't be on the monthly, but this is a live monthly, so anything can happen, really.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Plenty plenty of options for the future. There is no shortage of main events for Moose in the future. Oh, David Penzer in the chat. We'll get to that question in a second. I want to address what you just had up on the screen a second ago. Mayor says, Bill, why was the fans cheering for Morrissey?
Because he's awesome.
Because he's a badass.
We said that during the live reaction, the live response to Morrissey kicking ass.
Yeah.
He was getting double teamed almost the whole match.
That's why they almost made the other guys appear like heels for a bit, because they were. You get it. He's a big dude, so you need to work together. But it made it seem like, oh man, they're teaming up against this guy. And then he was just throwing him over. He was ragdolling him. Everybody loves it. They'll never laugh at him again.
They laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed.
Oh,
ever.
That was good. That's good. Good timing there. But yeah. So okay, now I want to go to David Penzer here. Says, who is Victor Benjamin? Sorry, just tuning in. We had an absolute amazing conversation / interview with the Butterfinger champion. He is the Mr. to the Mrs. Lady Frost, and they are pretty proper, and we learned all sorts of wonderful things about the Savage Gentleman to my left here, right here. So yeah, great conversation with him. Learned so much about this unique character in the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's been showing up all over the place lately, and I can't wait to see where he shows up next. And Trent even jumped in the conversation for a short bit, and I'm glad he was able to. I know he's been a little under the weather lately. We hope you get better, Trent. Excuse me. But yeah, we'll hopefully see him again down in Chi-Town's AAW soon, along with Lady Frost. So, but yeah, go look him up. Great wrestler there. But yeah, any final thoughts on this? I was a little surprised by Eddie Edwards winning, but yeah, you're right. It does make sense. The more I think about it, it really does. Oh, Bison. Well, now who is that?
This is my poppy cat.
Baby.
My black poppy cat. That's what she is.
I tell you what. Now
she lives in my man cave. She's my girl. Only my girl.
Nice.
That's cute.
Nice. Now,
and she's black,
cute
so at least I like her. Look at her. She's black.
Of course. My Valentino says hello.
Right. There you go.
From one black uni to another.
Yeah, she only allows me to pick her up. Nobody can pick Poppy up, only me. And anyone else, it'd be not up for it at all. But she's about 13 years old. I got her from a cat's home. And this is a true story. We went in, and me and my wife, Mrs. Bison, we went in and we're looking at all these different cats. And I said to there's this little black cat in the corner. And I said to Mrs. Bison, said, which one do you like, sweetheart? And she said, well, I like the tabby, which is what everyone wants in it, to be fair, right? So I said to the woman, and I said, look, which is the one that's not going to get housed? Which is the one that's least likely to get housed? And she's like, well, the black one, because people are still superstitious.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah. It's
right. So I said, well, okay, let's go and have a little, let's go and see her. So I went over to her, and I went to put my hand to give her a little scratch on the head, and she went, and I went, yeah, we'll have that one.
That's it. That's the one.
That's the one.
Spoke to you, Bison. Spoke to you.
So that's how Poppy came about, and it took her 3 years. 3 years for me to be able to pick her up, but I've managed. But now she's cool with it.
Oh wow! Yeah,
black cats are weird like that. My cat's the same way. It took years for him to let anyone pick him up. And it has to be like on his terms.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But she knows I'm not gonna. I think she was mistreated because when we got her, she was 4. So I
Yeah.
think she was mistreated, and so it took her 3 years to trust me. 3 years of giving her water, feeding her, talking to her, giving her a little scratch on the head before
Building
I
the
could
trust.
even. Yeah, 3 years.
Oh yeah.
But she's
Cats,
a
man.
beautiful cat. She's a beautiful
Mhm.
cat.
Cats are funny like that. All right, now we just got to get Bill to get a cat. What do you say, Bill? You're the only one missing the black cat here.
I'm not home enough for a cat, although they do a good job of taking care of themselves. But
There you go. Oh, hey, you could be like Teddy Hart and just take them all on the road with you.
take them on the road.
Front row Bill, just petting the cat.
Like a Bond villain.
We'll have to work. We'll have to work on that. Yeah. Well, then Bill's got to shave his head to do the whole bit. I don't know if he's down for that.
Nah.
No. Okay.
Nah, not down with it.
But yeah, overall, great episode of Impact Wrestling. We got 1 week to go then before the Turning Point live event on Impact Plus or Impact Insiders. But before we go, we want to send out some love to someone who really does need it. Former Impact star Jimmy Rave. We're going to do a little share screen of Rooney here. This is a promotion. Where is it here? Here we go. There we go. Oops, don't want that. All right. From Pro Wrestling Loot, 1999, Jimmy Rave Pint Size All-Star. Almost thought it was the other one from the other brand, but no, this is from Pro Wrestling Loot. And proceeds go to help Jimmy Rave. It's up for pre-order. You can order it from today on for 1 week till the 18th.
Yeah, pretty much till a week from today.
Yeah, and shipping early 2022. So here it says this figure is up for pre-order for the official pint-size all-star of Jimmy Rave, with the proceeds going to help with medical bills and prosthetics that are on the way for Jimmy Rave's recovery. I don't know if you haven't heard, unfortunately, over the course of this last year, Jimmy lost one of his arms and lost both of his legs. So, Jimmy needs a lot of love right now going through the pandemic. So you want to help him out and get something really cool for your man cave or woman cave, whatever. This will certainly help him out and give him a lot of love. So head over to Pro Wrestling Loot and
Yep, I already ordered mine.
There you go. So yeah, go give Jimmy Rave some love. And we also want to give some love to who we had the interview with is Victor Benjamin, the Savage gentleman, tremendous fellow, the Mr. to the Mrs. Lady Frost, who is recently signed, but even though we can't officially say that yet, officially, unofficially, we say. But yeah, if you came in late, by all means, hit the rewind button, and we had him on for about half an hour, 45 minutes.
And eat some peanut butter.
Yeah, the Butterfinger Championship. I tell you, I just want to go get some Butterfinger ice cream now. I'm craving. I'm just, like, my diet's just out the window, and I'm just going to blame it all on him. So, although I know if I have too much, I'm not going to end up with abs like that guy either. Jeez.
Yeah, peanut butter will not give you those abs. Peanut butter and a lot of working out, I'm guessing.
There you go. Yeah, peanut butter and eggs. I guess that's a thing.
Breakfast of champs.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it because I tell you, if it gives you abs like that, I'm all over it.
I can't wait. I'm going to have a midnight snack as soon as we're out of here. All right, let's go around the horn and where can we find everybody? Let's start with our knockout, Alicia.
Oh, this way. You can find me at Alicia B. Kinky on the Instagram and the Twitter and sometimes the Discord.
She's lurking, right?
I'm lurking. I'm always there, watching, judging.
She's a voyeur.
Judging.
She's a judging voyeur.
Judgmental voyeur, exactly.
There we go.
I'm king shaming all of you.
So watch what you say. All right, Bill, where can they find you?
Mainly on the Twitter at my name, William M. Gardner, and also do have the Instagram and wherever you might find me, shows somewhere, who knows, Impact Wrestling. So yeah, and here.
And here every week, yes, absolutely. All right, Bison, thanks again for coming from across the pond. Where the hell can they find you?
In a minute, in my bed, that's for sure. I'm absolutely shattered. I'm absolutely shattered right now. It's literally 5:33 in the morning over here. So
Well, good morning, Bison.
Thank you. I'm just waiting for the sun to rise. Anyway, you can find me on the Twitter box at Lord Bison 45, where I do all of my wrestling talk, primarily, obviously, Impact Wrestling. And you can find me on our other show every Wednesday, and that is TNI UK Impacted, where we also have some great guests on this past week. Make sure you go and check it out. We had Jody Flesh, the legend Jody Flesh, on there, talking about his his career, which to be fair, he didn't remember much of it, but he definitely remembers some of it, and he's a hell of a guy. We had him on for about half an hour, and he was really, really nice guy. So make sure you go and check this week's Impacted out. Next week it's going to be a preview for Turning Point, so we're not going to have any guests next week. We're just going to be taking a good look at Turning Point and what we can come to expect. So make sure you join in with that. But other than that, that's it. And also, of course, check out the Joker. It's his birthday this week. He was 34 yesterday, so send him some love.
Happy birthday, Joe!
Happy birthday!
Yeah. Have we seen him like lately? Like after this, or is he still partying? Is he got a lampshade on his head somewhere? And
no idea. I got no idea. I've not actually spoken to him today, which is unusual because I normally speak to him every day, but. Not seeing him today, so I'm not sure where he is. One other thing, if you are in the UK and you are going to Wrestle Carnival this weekend on Sunday, I will be there in the front row with Boomer Bison and with Son of Bison and with Wife of Bison. We're going to be front row bills and we're going to be enjoying Wrestle Carnival. There's some great talent on the show, including Joe Hendry, the legendary Doug Williams is going to be on the show. Nice. The incredible Alex Windsor, who was on Impacted a couple of weeks ago, and of course Charles Crowley, who was also on Impacted a few weeks back. They're on the show as well. So it's going to be a great show. Really looking forward to it. I don't know if you've heard of her, but there's a wrestler called Lana Austin as well. So yeah, if you know Lana, she's actually the one facing Alex Windsor, so that should be a pretty badass match. I'm looking forward to that one. So if you go to Wrestling Carnival, come and say hello.
Front row Bison. You'll have to get Lana on next. There you go.
I'll try.
All right. So, and as far as me, you can catch me on the old Twitter box at JBone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150. You can catch the show. Just all you got to do in your search bar wherever you're on the internet is We Talk Impact. Pops up Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere, and certainly you catch it every week on YouTube and Twitch, and audio, Apple iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Pandora. Look at that. See, we don't need Trent. I can do this shit. I'm kidding. We love you, Trent. We hope you get better, brother. See, I can.
Did
read
you just
once
tell
in a
Trent
while.
to
Hold my scarf!
There we go. Yeah, it's that. See, that's the hold my scarf is like the new carry my bags. See,
That's it. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Or hold my beer.
Yeah, ooh,
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Only Trent doesn't drink beer. But anyway, no,
Yeah.
we love you, Trent. We're glad Trent stopped in today. He's a little under the weather, but he did stop in. We hope he come back in
He
greater
marked out.
fashion. Yes.
He stopped by, he marked out and left.
He did.
Basically.
just a little stinger.
We're all little stingers. But that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in, folks. And thanks again to the Savage Gentleman, Victor Benjamin. Go look him up and go see him wherever he's wrestling when he hits a town near you. That's it tonight, folks. Love you all. And we'll see you again this Sunday for the family dinner over on Patreon. And thank you again to all of our lovely Patreons. Go sign up. All those links are in the description of the video. Good night, folks. Take care.